Ben's secret identity is revealed, and now he is having trouble handling the fame. When he discussed the matter with Gwen and Kevin, they tell him that they have found out who's behind it. They arrive at Jimmy Jones's house, who is actually a huge Ben 10 fan, and the one who figured it out. Kevin gets mad at Jimmy for ruining Ben's life, but Ben and Gwen forgive him, after hearing he thought it will benefit Ben. Jimmy tells Ben that he was looking at pictures of aliens around the world and noticed that most of them came from Bellwood, and most of them were wearing the Omnitrix symbol, and he was able to piece together Ben's identity from a picture of him wearing the Omnitrix. Gwen then sees a picture of a red creature, and Jimmy then shows a video of it attacking 2 guards. He tells the team that all of the sightings are in Florida. Our heroes quickly sense trouble, and decides to head to the location, where they are stopped by officials. They then reveal their plumber's identity and are allowed to look into the matter. Our heroes then reaches to an underwater cave where they find Bivalven, an Andromeda alien, who is collecting equipment from NASA in order to repair his ship. However, he also has a nuclear bomb that can erase Central Florida, something the creature doesn't feel concerned about. In order to stop him, Ben transforms into Ultimate Spider Monkey for the first time, defeats the alien, and traps him in a web cocoon. Bivalven then tells that he along with 4 others were captured by a monster called Aggregor. They were able to escape, got separated, but are stuck on Earth. Ben then decide to call the plumbers to help Bivalven get home, and stop the nuclear bomb from exploding. Next day when Ben goes to school, he is applauded by his classmate for all the things he has done. Later, Bivalven is expecting the plumbers, but instead Aggregor shows up, and recaptures Bivalven for his ultimate plan. Next day, our heroes are informed about a turtle-like alien rampaging a city. When Ben and Co arrive and enter into a fight, Gwen notices that the alien is trying to say something, but cannot communicate because of the language barrier. Our heroes use Plumber Batch as a translator, allowing Galapagos to explain his actions. He tells that he was living peacefully in a planet named Aldabra, until Aggregor arrived, and started causing outrage while kidnapping him. He further adds that he met with 4 new aliens, who were also held as prisoners, because Aggregor wanted to absorb their powers for personal gains. They then decided to work together, and finally managed to escape from Aggregor in a ship, which unfortunately crashed on Earth. 4 of them then decided to split and look for help, leaving Bivalven to repair the ship. Before Ben contacts the plumbers, the Ultimatrix scans Galapagos DNA, unlocking Terraspin. They then give Galapagos a ride home, but the plumber riding the ship is revealed to be Aggregor in disguise, who recaptures Galapagos to absorb his powers. Pandor is offering a price for anyone who can break open his suit. He summons some henchmen who tries but fails. Just then Kevin arrives, absorbs a piece of Titanite, and is successful in inflicting a dent in Pandor's suit, but stops at the last moment, because his plumber batch start glowing, indicating harmful radiation. When Kevin decides to leave, Pandor asks his henchmen to stop him, but Kevin escapes, successfully dropping the piece of Titanite in the process. Kevin returns and explains Gwen and Ben what just happened, and how he has found another of Andromeda alien. Gwen reckons that they should help him return home, so they decide to search him. They come across a mine where Pandor and his men are trying to steal a drill machine. Gwen offers help to Pandor, but just as she touches his suit, she is sent back by Shockwave, triggering Kevin, and causing a fight between them and Pandor. However, when Ultimate Humongosaur's missiles cause a part of cave to collapse, it gives an opportunity to Pandor and his men to escape. They then use the Titanite with drill machine to break the armor, but fails, making Pandor realize that only way to break his suit is by Kevin absorbing the Titanite. On the other side, Kevin and Gwen have an argument, causing Kevin to go on his own. However, he is soon attacked and kidnapped by Pandor's henchmen, and later Kevin is provoked and tricked into breaking Pandor's armor, setting him free. Soon Ben and Gwen show up and find Kevin, who's shameful for what he's done. Pandor then starts to cause rampage, attacks his own men, and announces that he doesn't want to leave the planet, as it has a lot of energy which he can feed upon. He then plans to head towards nuclear power plant to absorb it, while our heroes gave him a chase. After an exhausting battle, Kevin and Ben successfully traps Pandor in his suit, after Ben transforms into Ultimate Cannonbolt, and Kevin making an improvement to his suit by welding the wrists to act as handcuffs. Ben and his friends get 2 plumbers to take Pandor back to his homeworld, but the plumbers are attacked by Aggregor's spaceship, and Pandor is recaptured by Aggregor. Ben and Co are in a fan event at a smoothie store. Suddenly Forever Knights arrive and steal a smoothie machine, which makes Ben curious, because why would Knight behave in such a way? He goes to Jimmy Jones, and comes to know that many knights' castles have been dismantled in recent times, which is why they arrive at the only castle which was intact, and find none other than Arjit, who is being treated like a boss. When Kevin tries to hurt Arjit in search of explanation, an Andromeda alien named Andreas suddenly appears out of ground, and start attacking Kevin and company. They soon come to know that Arjit has actually befriended Andreas, who has a power to cause earthquakes, and is using him to blackmail Forever Knight into following him. Arjit tells Andreas that Ben and him are friends, but then a Forever Knight intelligence officer named Sir Dagonet arrives, and turns Arjit's Forever Knight garrison against Ben and his friends. Dagonet then decides to execute Andreas for being an alien, and lock up Ben and co along with Arjit in a dungeon. Arjit convinces Ben to break him out in order to save Andreas. Ben uses goop to free himself and his friends, then goes to fight the Forever Knights as Swampfire, while Arjit and the others save Andreas. Dagonet then turns the weapon he was using to kill Andreas into a self-destruct bomb, so that he can kill Ben and the others along with everything in 25 miles. Arjit convinces Andreas to absorb the quake of the bomb, giving chance to our heroes and Arjit to flee in time, before the castle collapse. Thinking Andreas sacrificed his life to save his friends, they leave, but soon Aggregor shows up and finds Andreas badly injured. He heals him and takes him to his ship, then puts him in a pod next to other 3 aliens. After Kevin and Gwen drop Ben off at his house, Ben can't get rid of the feeling that something is following him. While sleeping, lightning goes through the electrical lines of Ben's house, and then suddenly Rad, the last of Aggregor's prisoners, shows up and attacks him. He changes into Jet Ray, and the battle ends when Rad falls into a pool while charged up and shorts out. Ben, Gwen and Kevin then take Rad to La Soledad where they have him in a containment cell. Rad tells Ben that it's his fault that Aggregor recaptured his friends, and will be unstoppable once he absorbs all of them. Ben offers him to join in, but Rad attacks him instead, as he telepathically knew that Kevin planned on turning him in case anything goes wrong. Rad then tries to destroy the Ultimatrix, because Aggregor was using its waves to track Ben to find Andromeda aliens. Just as he fires a lighting wave towards the Ultimatrix, a huge blast occurs, and Rad suddenly disappears, while Aggregor arrives in order to capture the last alien. Aggregor asks for Rad's location, and start attacking Trio thinking they are hiding something. Ben finds his Ultimatrix not working, causing Kevin and Gwen to join the fight. Ben soon finds Amphibian's hologram, which he previously scanned, and turns into him, but is no match against Aggregor prowess. Aggregor plans to take Ben instead, but Gwen uses a teleportation magic to teleport all of them to Kevin's warehouse. Later, Ben feels he is stuck as Amphibian, so Kevin decides to use a machine that would reset the Ultimatrix. Just then Ben hears Rad's voice, and our heroes come to know that previous blast had captured Rad inside the Ultimatrix. Rad refuses to reboot the watch, as it will reveal their location to Aggregor. Gwen reveals that Rad is slowing taking over Ben's body, and they need to act quickly or they will lose Ben forever. Kevin then absorbs rubber, granting him immunity to electricity, and activates the machine. He not only reset the Ultimatrix, but also frees Rad, who escapes fearing Aggregor will be here any moment. Soon Aggregor shows himself, quickly blast away Kevin from warehouse, and confront Ben about Rad's location. Ben then transforms into Brainstorm, but unfortunately, his electric attacks are useless against Aggregor's staff, which is capable of grounding electricity. After defeating Brainstorm, Aggregor tries to meddle with the Ultimatrix, so that he can turn him back to Amphibian. Ben is totally helpless, as Gwen is already weak due to teleportation magic she used earlier. Outside the warehouse, Rad meets Kevin and shows sympathy towards them, but Kevin lashes at him for not helping. Rad then has a change of heart, and joins the fight against Aggregor, allowing weakened Ben and Gwen to escape by foddering himself. Unfortunately, Aggregor now has all 5 aliens. Kevin and Gwen feel hopeless, but Ben vows to stop Aggregor and save his friends. Before Aggregor can leave the planet, he is confronted by plumbers who are able to damage his hyperdrive, causing him to stuck on Earth. When our heroes are informed about this by Max, Gwen used her magic to track Aggregor's ship, but it turned out that it was just a decoy for plumbers, as the ship was set to explode as Aggregor was not there. Gwen asks Kevin as to why he is so active in this case, to which Kevin replies that since Aggregor is an Osmotian, he feels responsibility to stop him. Later, they are approached by Colonel Razum, who tells them he spotted some aliens at La Soledad military base. Soon Paradox arrives, and informs that Aggregor is planning to use the power of Time Machine to absorb aliens. Before leaving, Paradox tells Kevin to always remember who his friends are. Our heroes and Max arrives at the base and start fighting the Aggregor's henchmen. Just when they feel like winning, Aggregor sends Andromeda aliens to fight them. As Out Heroes tries to communicate, they quickly realizes that all of them are being mind controlled. As the fight progresses, they discover the devices which were controlling them, and end up destroying all the devices, teleporting them back to pods. The team then confront Aggregor, who begins to absorb the prisoner's energy. Kevin tries to reason, by explaining that regularly absorbing energy caused him to go insane as a kid, but Aggregor doesn't listen, claiming that it is a lie used to control the weak. Before Kevin can further reason with him, Aggregor shoots Kevin with his spear, and start to absorb the alien's energy while breaking the fabric of time in the process. Ben becomes Humongosaur and destroys the machine, but Aggregor escapes and the aliens disappear. Aggregor re-emerges as being fused with all of the aliens, and has become Ultimate Aggregor.